To our developing story, of course, yet another mass shooting happening in the country. Police have now availed necessary resources to facilitate their investigation of a major shooting in Bekkersdal, west of Johannesburg. 9 people were killed and 10 others wounded in the incident, which happened in the early hours of this morning. Investigating teams are searching for a group of suspects that opened fire inside and also outside this tavern in a Tambo section. For more on this developing story, we now cross live to SABC News reporter Calvin Dludla, who is in Bekkersdal. Calvin, of course, you've been in Bekkersdal, in that area, for quite some time, given the fact that the shooting happened at 1 a.m. in the morning, as we understand it. You've spoken to a number of community members living right next to that particular tavern. Give us a sense then in terms of, from an update perspective, I see police are still on the scene. What's the latest there now?
Good afternoon to you, Nat, and to our SABC viewers at home. Speaking of community members or residents around here, they were the ones who told the police officers that they have discovered a cartridge in one of the shacks around here. So police officers in full uniform and forensic investigators attended to that scene, and they did confirm that indeed that cartridge that they found will play a crucial role as they are gathering evidence. But the Deputy Commissioner of the Police here in Gauteng, that would be your Deputy Commissioner Fred Kekana, is here with me so that maybe he can be able to elaborate more on the update thereof. Deputy Commissioner, thank you very much for your patience. Now, for our viewers' sake, your officers are telling us that they found some of the cartridges here and they alerted the police, and you are telling us that there are more cartridges that were found.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, there is more cartridges that were found on the scene. As you saw, our forensic were processing. And what worried us more is that there is more AK47 cartridges than any other cartridges.
And now this cartridges indeed will play a crucial role as you are gathering evidence.
Yeah, very, very critical, because that's where the linkages and the identification of the firearms come in, because out of each cartridge it can tell you if the firearm that was used, it's linked, it's a specific firearm linked to a specific other incident, not necessarily this one only, other incidences.
There is a resident that told us earlier during our crossings with Morning Live and the agenda. He did said that they had gunshots, and he confirmed to SABC News that those were not the pistols but rifles. You are confirming that?
Yeah, no, it was pistols. Pistols were used, and of course, as I indicated, there is more cartridges of AK47 rifles than pistols. We also got live ammunition of various type of firearms, including cartridges of a .45 rifle and cartridges.
As you are gathering information from your officers, any update on what really transpired at around 1 this morning?
The report I gave is still the same.
And now you are telling SABC News that those who were here were carrying firearms, they were carrying rifles, which means they were at war. You can confirm that there was a huge war that was taking place here, because these firearms, you cannot just take a rifle and just attack a random person.
Any firearm, not necessarily a rifle, any firearm, it's something which it's used to harm or take life. Therefore, whether it's a rifle or a pistol, they are part and parcel of, even in war, you use any type of firearm, not necessarily rifles alone.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, that was the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police Service, Major General Fred Kekana, explaining more on what has transpired here. As you could hear, that they have discovered some of the cartridges, and he is confirming to SABC News that those cartridges, some of them or most of them, Inati, are of AK47. Because earlier we spoke to some of the residents, they did confirm that they had some gunshots, and they did mentioned that those gunshots were off rifles, not pistols. But most of them, they did not want to talk to us. They did not want to engage with the media for fear of victimization. I'm not sure if we can be able to get the deputy mayor. I'm told that there's a deputy mayor and an official from the community safety here in Bekkersdal. Maybe if we can be able to grab them, maybe we can be able to engage them as time goes by. But I have to confirm that indeed 9 people were shot dead and 10 were seriously injured. I'm told that they were taken to the nearest hospital. Police are still trying to establish as to which hospital is that one, maybe so that we can be able to report accurately. But the scene, as you can see, is cordoned off behind me. That tells you, Unati, that the scene is active. But for now, back to you in studio.
Calvin, before I let you go, just for the benefit of our viewers, some who may have just joined, all right, because this particular story is also making international news. Paint a picture in terms of what transpired at 1 a.m. this morning. We do know when those gunmen entered that particular tavern, they shot inside the tavern. Some people tried to run away. They were also shot outside the tavern. Paint that picture for us in terms of what transpired in the early hours of this morning.
You know, Unat, when we drove in here with our video journalist, Bulelani Scott, and our news reporter, Luyanda, we came across a crime scene. When we stopped, we were told that, no, guys, this is not the crime scene that you want. The crime scene that you want is a little bit far from here. When we asked what happened there, we were told that a Bolt driver was shot and killed. I think it was 2 kilometers from this crime scene where I am, and we were told that he was trying to run away because he just dropped someone in here, and when he left, he was also attacked. We also spoke to some individuals who were there drinking in that establishment. They told us that when they left, they had gunshots and they had to run for cover. So there are many people who were there and who were actually shot. There is a VW Golf 7 that you saw earlier on your visuals. That Golf 7, I'm told that there were people who were just passing by. They saw this incident taking place and they tried to engage with the alleged perpetrators, but the alleged perpetrators, Unati, opened fire and they died on the scene. When we did a crossing with the agenda with our senior reporter, Griselda Lewis, there was a car that was blocking our view, I understand, because there were dead bodies that were lying down, and that would be insensitive of us as media just to show that. We were told that even those people were passing by and they were shot. They caught stray bullets, and unfortunately, Unati, they died. But we are told as well that there are others who are still in hospital receiving treatment.
All right, so Calvin, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for that update. Of course, this is a developing story and we'll continue to keep an eye on it. As Calvin Dludla has said, that this is a developing story. Also, that scene being a live scene